It's Overwatch time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the Figma number 393. It's Reaper from Overwatch. Die, die, die. Now, we heard all the jokes about edgelord and whatnot, but I mean, the human skull makes a very good decoration, let's be honest here. And in this case, a mask. This guy has big guns, a huge cloak, and screams die, die, die. Well, not really screams, he kind of whispers it when he does his ult. So, Reaper's cool. So, let's have a look if the figure is cool. Figma doesn't do enough big dudes, because taking this guy out of the packaging immediately, I'm thinking, alright, this is cool. He's tall, so he really does stand out already just by that. So let's have a look at the actual size of your boy, Reaper. Yeah, boy. He stands at 15.5 centimeters to the top of his head. A little over that, 15.6, 15.5, 15.6. That means he's about 6 inches tall, a little shy of it. So, overall look and detail of the figure. Gonna start off with the face and the cowl, which has some detail in the back, but let me take that off real quick. So, I mean, here's the look of the cowl. Looks amazing already. I'm taking that off so I can show you all the detail, the small bolts in his forehead, and kind of like the cracked skull going on. For the rest of his outfit, you got the bullet shells on the front, and he really has a more shiny material for his entire chest plate with kind of like armor under it. And then we got the metallic gray in the belts that go around his entire kind of spine armor, or whatever one you call that. It is actually pretty clean. I didn't really see any big slips, which I really have to keep an eye open these days, because we've had some problem with paint on Figmas, right? Then we got the spikes on his gloves and the fist, kind of having them silver claws in there as well with a more muted gray. And that's really one of the things that really makes this figure pop in general. You got the muted black, you got the more shiny black, and then you got everything that's silver metallic, which once again is a lot more shiny and makes him look good. As far as figures go, we have a ton of belts around his torso. Again, very nicely painted over there. This is soft plastic, so you can't pull it down. And well, that's actually just hanging down. But as such, I can show you everything that's going on under there. Once again, we got more armor plates on his thighs, and the logo, kind of logo, just the evil Reaper logo hanging off, and the greaves with the knee pads, and just a little bit of battle damage in there, and a tiny bit of red. Look at this small spot. Nicely painted. How do they do that? How do they screw up other stuff, but they do that so well? So yeah, once again, just gonna give you a little spin off the back. There's nothing really much going on, except for the cape. But yeah, overall design, it's Reaper. Hooray! So for the articulation, I'm gonna keep the cowl off, because you can't really move the head around with the cowl on. And that's one thing to keep in mind. The cowl will always stay in place. You cannot rotate it around with the head. So if you really trying to look to the side, it's gonna look wonky. But I mean, I don't really know. Well, how do you rotate this entire cowl around? That would be weird. But the head itself, it is on a ball hinge, goes back, goes forward, does tilt side to side a little bit. Let me get that. There we go. And it goes all the way around. And as you can tell, there's also neck articulation with this guy. So you can move that also around, forward, back, has some wiggle motion, does tilt side to side. Well, it doesn't really tilt side to side, just a little bit, because it has the room. Now for the shoulder pieces, I mean, that's really problematic. I feel like they did a cool thing here. You have still the double ball combination as usual, but now you have two big balls with a peg in the middle. So those are also on hinges. So it can move up 45 degrees, but because this shoulder piece is still big, and it is soft-ish, you can squish it, it does hinder the articulation though. So it does still go forward, it does still go to the back a little bit, but you really have to pull it. And this is floaty, by the way, so I'm guessing you can't really, if we pull this down, you can see this moves up, down, and goes all the way around. So overall, I think it's good. They did what they could with the design, and we got the big ball hinge in the shoulder, and another ball hinge in the fist, forward, back, side, side, goes all the way around. Torso articulation, forward, side, side, and to the back. This is soft plastic. Yeah, the lower piece is soft plastic, so that will bend out of the way. if he does some limbo. Then the crotch piece doesn't really rotate around. I'm really not getting anything out of it, really. Probably blocked by all the belts. As you can see, it only has some wiggle motion, does go side to side. Has a little bit, but not a lot. As same for the legs. They go forward okay. And that's why, I guess, where the belt comes in. That you don't just kind of pull that off. Doesn't really go out to the side. You can't pull it down or anything. So that's all you're getting. And it doesn't really go to the back that much either. Can rotate it on the ball joint. Then we got the big hinge in the knee, which for whatever reason it is shiny on one side but muted on the other side. And then you have a hinge on the knee pad, so that doesn't get in the way. And for your foot articulation, you got the same hinge style that goes to the side and forward, back, and does go around. Well, it doesn't really go around because it's packed in like that. And we got a toe hinge. And finally, yes, he also has the coat, which are once again on ball hinges because that's how Figma rolls, ball hinges. That's really the thing. So it does go up nicely. And the lower part of his coat is soft plastic, this entire piece. So you can bring it up nicely and you can rotate it around a little bit so you can get some cool action poses as he kind of jumps into action with his shotguns, which we're gonna have a look at right now. So for the accessories, there's quite a bit of cool stuff to go through. The hands don't have the regular thing to hold them, so this is gonna a little bit more annoying. But starting off with these hands, I guess the hands are pretty big, so they won't fit on that. But yeah, you got these hands with just fist hands with holes in it. He doesn't really have anything to hold those, so I'm not really sure what those are for. You got the two trigger finger hands, obviously for the guns. Two claw hands, which I honestly love. Those are amazing. Very good looking. And then we got one thumbs up hand, which Reaper giving the thumbs up. Or thumbs down. Always a plot twist. Then we got the guns. Oh my god. They look very good. There is a tiny bit of paint bleeding going on in some parts, but it's really forgivable. And the paint job is very nice. You got the RPNT. I guess that stands for repent. So I'm not familiar with that, but I'm guessing. He's the Reaper, it should be repent. What else would it be? Teleport hole, which cool that they did that. I dig the idea. Just put the teleport in on the floor and then you put him on there and boom, he can teleport. Great stuff. Then we got these two fire effects for the guns. And no, he does not hold them in the hands with the fist hands with a hole in it. I tried that out, but does not compute. So you just pack those on your guns. Pew pew. Wow, that would definitely not go pew pew. That would be like more burn. And then we got the base. What's special about this one? You got your regular arm and your regular base with the Blizzard logo under there, but you also got this elongated part which you can put on top because he's a big dude. And then you have your regular kind of extra pack on there, or you can just pack this one in the back. It's whatever you want. And obviously there's the Figma bag somewhere here. There it is, Figma bag, and that rounds off your accessories. So as I put them into position, there is always some things I looked at it beforehand, but I kind of forgot. It's been a long day. But he has actually a ball hinge in there, and then another ball, so you can also rotate this part at the elbow, so that's even better. And I believe, I can't really see it, but I think you have the same thing with the hand, kind of still like a tiny ball joint in there. So you have that much more wiggle room for this guy. And that brings me to the final thoughts. Yeah, I mean, 10 out of 10. Well, not 10, 9. Just really, the paint job is awesome. The size is awesome. The accessories is what it needs to be, plus an amazing teleport effect, which I didn't even think about. It's just like guns, claws, done. It's just like, you got this. But they also did some special stuff with the articulation. Really tried out some new things for this big dude, which wouldn't work with every character, but it works for him. And by the way, also, this is floaty. This is kind of like you can't really get it, but depending on how you got the arms, this piece in the chest kind of goes out or in. So I can't really do it right now. I had it while I got him into this position. But anyway, so yeah. The only bad thing, really the downside is that you can't rotate the head really around because of the cowl. It will not adjust. It will always stand in place. So as such, really having looked to the side is just kind of wonky. But it does work. I mean, you can do it. Depends on really the angle. But yeah, I mean, that's a sacrifice I feel like was necessary for the overall look. I don't have anything bad to say. That's it. That's gonna do it. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever Reaper wants.